The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the July 24th, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, kind of like we have for the most many mornings out here, we've got a mixed bag. You got the Dow trading down 129 points. S&P's up 19. NASDAQ's up 77. Russell's up 13. Transport's up 5. Semi's up 6. NASDAQ Composite up 65. Gold's off about $20. Silver's down 23 cents. Electric crude is up almost $1. A nickel for natural gas to the upside. I've got the XL up on my screen, and so here's good examples of some of the tools that we use. So if we take a look at first the daily time frame. Daily time frame top with a TD9 count pattern. That was on July the 3rd. And that went ahead and moved price lower, formed a nice little bullish hammer candle out here on the trading day of July 16th. That actual was a Gartley buy pattern. Here's our A to B point. We'll draw that in here. Now we're just simply going to go ahead and move this over to the C point. That's next high that forms after that B point out there. Trying to grab this thing. Holy shnikes out here. All right, I can't grab it. There we go. So now you'll see this did more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside, confirmed with that bullish reversal candle. That was the hammer candle. And now we are negating its TD9 count top. A close today above 53.27 will accomplish that task. Now, with regard to the weekly time frame chart, what we'll see out here is that we negated its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and that was the week of July 4th out there. So there is no topping signal. We are trading a profile resistance. It's oscillator and change line. The weekly time frame is saying up, and away. We could draw in, there's several different A to B equals CD patterns. The question is, which one do you want to start with? Since we're in bar number 6, I'm not going to worry about that because price should rally, and on a weekly basis, we probably get to a TD9 count top versus the fulfillment of some large A to B equals CD pattern. Now, the large A to B equals CD pattern could really be talking about long-term into the future out there, and you can really see it more on the monthly time frame. But here on the monthly time frame, if I open it up, it's actually pretty easy to draw in. Right, because you would start, well, you've got a couple different ones to take a look at. So let's do this properly. And you've got to consider all of them. So the big one that's in place right now, the one that I'm drawing in here, and this I'm going to go ahead and do the CPA piece to it. We'll copy it, we'll paste it, we'll assemble it. And here what we can see is the 1-to-1 price projection, not much further, about 53.82, give or take. So that is certainly an A to B equals CD pattern that is in place. The other one that can be drawn in there, you could start with the lows from October of 2022. You could use the high from March of 2025, and we can copy and paste here again as well. Let's move this over. So there's two different competing A to B equals CD patterns. The reason I went back to put the larger one in is because you have to consider that, because A to B equals CD patterns can do more than a one-to-one level. This one here that I've just drawn in gets you up to the 65, 40-ish area. Now, there's a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that is present, so if we were to see some type of bearish reversal candle for the weekly time frame, that would identify a top as well. On a 30-minute time frame, what you can see here is we are in bar number 9. So as we get to the 11:30 hour, we're going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top on a 30-minute basis for the XLF. We will complete that pattern as we go off the air. That suggests then that price should pull back. Where price should pull back to would be its oscillator and change line. This is a 30-minute time frame chart we are looking at. It has nothing to do with the daily or the weekly for the most part at this stage of the game. Price should pull back to its oscillator and change line at 53.17. There's no guarantee it will do that. The last TD9 count top we had on the 30-minute basis basically held for about 1.5 hours, and then and price never got below that green oscillator and change line. Folks, you want to know how to use that. You want to know that oscillator and change line, and it's an easy tool. Just subscribe to Mastering Probability. You do it for 29 days. You're going to get that out there. So that's what's going on with the XLF, and it gave us the opportunity, quite frankly, to utilize Stevie's couple of different Stevie tools out here. The TD9 count, the A to B equals CD being confirmed, or any pattern really being confirmed by a bullish reversal candle. What happens when patterns negate, the A to B equals CD to the upside longer term, and then on a short-term basis, the TD9 count system again. So that's what's going on with regard to the XLF. Let's take a quick peek around here at some other things that we can shut down just to free up some resources. One of those being the New York Stock Exchange, the Advanced Decline Oscillator. We are really at the zero line. We're at -4.9. We closed above zero yesterday. If we close back above zero today, that will go ahead and provide buyers with an edge. We can see that yesterday, the New York Stock Exchange negated its TD9 count top out there. That suggested we moved higher price. We are in wave number 7 out here. That's going to need a lower high to confirm that topping pattern, or a Rhodes momentum indicator top which needs a bearish reversal candle. Short of that, the New York Stock Exchange is likely to move higher. Spot VIX index well below its 50-day exponential moving average. We are traded below yesterday's lows. Those are simply bullish conditions for the S&P 500. Spot VIX is traded at 1836. We're traded at 1498 right now. If we take a look at what's going on, where do we want to go next? Let's go to the daily equity future contracts. Here, what we can see is first, we got the Dow equity future contract that negated its TD9 count top yesterday. I think we talked about that. Here it's the ES Mini. You can see how this is traded above its oscillator and change line, traded above profile resistance. It wants to rally further. We're only in bar number 6. In the case of the Russell 2000, it negated its Rhodes momentum indicator top yesterday and its TD9 count top as well. So no topping patterns out here for, well, the only topping pattern, quite frankly, is the Rhodes momentum indicator top that exists inside the NQ. And if you spike above the high of bar number 7, or July 21st, that's at 23,424.75, you will get a TD9 count top pattern today out here. Short of that, if it doesn't take out that high and it takes it out tomorrow, that's what negates the NQ signal out there. I am not saying short the NQ. Just telling you that what it formed out there, and then we just simply go from there. So we're about to go to a break. We come back from this break, we'll start taking a request. We've got RGTI for Tom G, ARC, ARCC for Joanne, the Dow, DOW, BE, Wolf, GEV, VST, USAR, Amazon, and Berkshire Hathaway. Of course, I'd love to hear from you as well. Doug and Steve would like us to take a look at the SMHs, so we'll do that as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So the first request we're going to take a look at comes in from Tom G, who wants to take a look at RGTI. He had taken a long position in it, went ahead and took profits, I think, yesterday. And his specific question is, will this pull back into the 15s? And I'll say the answer is it can, but it did that 2 days ago. And what it was doing 2 days ago, Tom, if you look at the bottom right-hand channel, it was doing nothing more than making a 2-day knee-jerk reaction low as price was pulling back and testing support, which was the buy zone of his profile between 1527 and 1580. When we close above the center of a bullish structured profile, we were above it yesterday, we are above it today. It increases the odds that what price is going to do is move up to the top of the profile. That's at 1739. So knowing that we just had our 2-day knee-jerk reaction low, I don't see this going back to that area. Instead, I see this going higher. We've got a weekly confirmed A to B equals CD pattern on the upside. That gets us to the 18 plus area out there. So 1739, certainly a very likely target. The monthly chart had a 1-month pullback. That was last month. If you look here, odds favor this is going to do a 2 to 3 month move to the upside, with its price target being 21.42. Price is trading inside its swing point from January 2025 with lighter volume, but I quite frankly don't think that matters out here. So can it get back into the 15s, Tom? The answer is absolutely. It can do anything. You've got a buy zone between 1527 and 1580. Is it likely to? I don't see it. I don't see it. I think I just don't see it. And you know the reasons why. I just shared those with you. So I do hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks for writing in and best of luck. Joanne wants to take a look at ARCC. So let's take a look at that. Joanne, this is trading out at 23.12. Now, as we look at this instrument, this had a TD9 count top that went ahead and completed on July 18th. And then price pulls back. We've got a 2-day pullback out there, and seems like that was the bottom. Price was getting back towards its buy zone. Never made it all the way to it. It got down to a low of 22.79. The buy zone between 22.67 and 22.76. Now, Price is testing, and it is rejected. It's tested resistance before. That's the top of its profile, 23.14. The actual high of today, 23.14. What you'd like to see is, if you're bullish on this, you'd like to see price close above 23.14 and do it with more than 2.4 million shares. The 2.4 million shares happens to be the TD9 count swing point that it would likely trade into. If it can do that, close above 23.17, do it with more than 2.4 million shares, you're likely to go test that high at 23.42 out there. The weekly time frame chart, that's an A to B equals CD pattern. Its B point had volume of 25 million shares, taken out with 14, and then with 14 again. And this, well, we're at 10 million right now today. So you've got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. I'm not going to put that in there until price is able to take out its weekly swing point from February 7th. That has volume of 35 million shares. So the good news is that, well, there's no good news on that one. There's no volume good news there. But we are trading above profile resistance at green oscillator and change line. Is price going to be able to take on that high? As long as it remains above profile resistance, the answer is yes. If we take a look at the monthly time frame chart, its swing point has volume of 85 million shares so far for the month. We're up at 48 million. We're trading above resistance there. It's telling us, even though it doesn't have the volume, that it really wants to go tackle that high out there, and that high being the 23.84 level. So the work is not going to do that, of course, until we get the daily to negate its TD9 count top and to get above profile resistance. So, Joanne, hope that helps you out with regard to ARCC, and thank you for writing in. We got a couple of requests here for Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. The first one is to take a look at Dow, DOW. This is trading lower on the daily time frame. You can see it moving below profile support and below prior swing points out there. So what's it doing? It's going after its TD9 count bottom pattern for its weekly time frame. That swing point that formed on April 11th in 2025. That had 82 million shares. So far for the week, we've got 66 million shares. On a daily basis, we've done these 30 million already. What did we do yesterday up at that high? 20 million shares. So you're pulling back into that swing point with volume. It's going to go test that low, 25.06. Now, if it takes that low out, it will negate a weekly and monthly TD9 count bottom pattern out there. And that says that we're headed much lower. Now, there's an A to B equals CD pattern that's out here as well. I can see that price is beyond the 1-to-1 level. This is the monthly time frame that we're taking a look at. Just simply going to, I can copy and I can paste this. Let's move this over. So you can see we're well below the 1-to-1 area out there. But if we do take out, we do close below on a monthly basis, if we do close below 25.06, we are headed all the way back to its all-time low, which for Dow is 21.95 out there, and it may even be lower out here. This has been moving lower up for how many consecutive sessions? 6, 7, 8, 9. This could be the 10th month in a row. Man, there's really big problems there. Don't know what they are, but we're just taking a look at the stock chart. So, Dunk, I hope that gave you the info you were looking for there. You also wanted to take a look at ticker symbol BE. So let's pull that up on our screen out here. BE is trading out at 33.08, having a heck of a week, a heck of a day. It is got no topping signal that I see whatsoever for its daily time frame. It is negating a weekly TD9 count top. All it needs to do is close above on a weekly basis, 29.44. That seems like that should be in the cards out there. So that's likely moving to higher ground. I really think this is only wave number C, not wave number 7 out there. The monthly basis looks very good too. Let's open this up, see what we're doing here. We are trading into a swing point. It was a TD9 count top that actually formed January 2021. We're trading into a swing point that was February 2021. That had volume of 84 million shares. We are up into it with 98. What that tells you is that BE wants to go ahead, not GE, but BE wants to go ahead and target the high at 44.95 out there. That's my call with regard to ticker symbol B and E. You've also got interest in taking a look at WOLF, the Wolfman out there. So let's go see what the Wolfman is doing. The Wolfman is trading out at $1.76. What do we have out here? We're trading above daily profile resistance at $1.57. I know that this is sold off since the pop this morning, but if it closes above $1.57 today, you'll have a bullish profile change in trend for the daily time frame. What that should mean, if we get that, is that then price should go target the bottom of its weekly profile, which is at 252 out there. On a monthly time frame, I have a negated TD9 count bottom pattern, no other bottom, trading below profile support. So the month is kind of suspect out there. And that's about all that I've got for you. This could be the fourth month to the upside in a row out there. So that would say to both week, if I said month, fourth week in a row, that would say this is probably going to get ready to do some kind of a retracement out there. But it is positive that it's gone up for 4 consecutive weeks out there, and it can go up for more. That's all I've got for you on Wolf. I hope that helped you out there, Dunk. Let's go take a look at GEV. This is for Jambalaya inside the Tiger's Den. GEV is trading out at a price point of $627.25. Had one heck of a run yesterday. We negated its daily TD9 count top yesterday. It has no weekly top. It has no monthly top out there. So I would say odds favor that price continues to rally. If we were to see a bearish reversal candle for the daily time frame, that would generate a Rhodes momentum indicator top. But short of that, looks like price wants to rally. And this is only going to be, maybe it's only going to be day number 2 in a row to the upside. So got plenty of room to run. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at ticker symbol VST. This is for Jambalaya inside our Tiger's Den. And Jam, what I'll be watching is the weekly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart formed a TD9 count top the week of June 27th out there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. And the price is able to close above its high, which is at 198.20. We're at 198.80. If we close above on a weekly basis, 198.20, you'll have a TD9 count top that is negated. And then the last thing that you would need there would be a close above its profile. That's at 200.25 out there. So then if you can close above that as well, it would be off to the races to the upside. The daily does not have a topping pattern. It is traded above profile and oscillator and change line resistance, so it should continue to move higher. If we did get a bearish reversal candle, that would confirm a daily Rhodes momentum indicator top. And if the weekly doesn't take up this TD9 count, you would have two topping signals there. The monthly time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top as well. So it says you really need to get a close above 199.84 to negate that. So daily says it wants to run higher. The weekly we're uncertain of, but we know what to watch for. And again, that's going to be that 198.20 level. And I think the monthly is waiting to see what the daily and weekly's intentions are. So I hope that helps you out with regard to VST, Jam. Thanks as always for your request. D5 inside the Tiger's Den wants to take a look at ticker symbol USAR. So we've got USAR up on our screen here, trading out at 1246. It's trading below profile support. That was a bullish structured profile. Odds favor it wants to move lower to where? We'll go with 1134 to 1159. That's coming from the weekly time frame chart, and that would be the center of its profile. That would be its green oscillator and change line. There's not enough data out here on a monthly time frame for us to really be able to read the chart or anything like that. So price should continue to pull back. This is going to be day number 5 to the downside in a row. We have seen it do 7 days in a row to the downside out there. So it does look like USAR D5 wants to continue its move lower out there. McGuppy would like to take a look at Amazon. I believe Amazon was out with earnings last night. So last night that they were out with earnings on a daily time frame, price is taking out its Rhodes momentum indicator top out there, and it just simply needs a close above today, close above 230 even Steven. The weekly time frame chart had already negated its TD9 count top out there. That said, we want higher price. Now price is trading above its TD9 count breakdown resistance level and trading into a swing point. The swing point is from February 7th, 244 million shares back then being taken on with 130 million shares. So we're moving into it with lighter volume. Does that matter? It doesn't guarantee that we get up to the swing high out there of 242.52, but as long as price remains inside that swing point, and that means above 228.06, we are likely to move higher, especially with the daily negating a topping signal out there and the weekly trade above its breakdown resistance level. Now, on a monthly basis, we are trading into the swing point that has volume of 783 million shares. We're taking it on with 611 million shares. So not too shabby out there, but doesn't look like it'll have the volume. Nonetheless, this looks like it wants to trade up to the 242.52 level, and that's because the daily has negated its topping pattern out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to Amazon. McGuppy, you also want to take a look at Berkshire Hathaway. You say you are long Berkshire Hathaway, but you are concerned about its performance since Buffett announced his retirement out there. To be perfectly fair and honest with you, subscribers and I are also long Berkshire Hathaway. And what we did was we took advantage of the TD9 count system out there. So Berkshire Hathaway went ahead and formed and completed a TD9 count bottom pattern on July 16th. I believe that is when we went long this instrument. And since then, it has rallied out there in price. We've got a profile change in trend signal that will change today. What that tells us, McGuppy, is price should rally up towards its breakdown level. That's at the 489.92 level. Now, it wasn't just the daily TD9 count bottom pattern that had formed out there. It was really the weekly TD9 count bottom pattern that had formed. So we've got a completed TD9 count bottom with the daily telling us what it wants to do, gets up towards 489. The weekly is saying, I want 494.09. What we'd really like to see here, McGuppy, is for price to get back inside its weekly profile, and then it would target its green oscillator and change line. That's at the 500 mark. Don't know what it'll be by the time we get up towards that level, higher than that. And if it can close above that, then we're on our way towards 518 or 521. On a monthly time frame, price pulled back, does not have a top out here, but price pulled back to the buy zone of its monthly profile. That was between 448 and 469 out there. So I get your concerns. I think I even question, hey, why is Berkshire Hathaway moving lower like this with the S&P 500 at new all-time highs? The two somewhat track each other, not 100%, but somewhat track each other directionally speaking out there. And obviously we didn't see this year. But you've got your bottoms in, so I wouldn't sell, but you got to do what you've got to do out there. So I hope that helps you out, McGuppy. And as always, thanks for your request. Kate writes in, and Kate would like to take a look at the energy sector. That's the XLE. The energy sector right now is printed out at 87.08. It's running right up into potential daily resistance. It's oscillator and change line. If it can close above this 80, it's actually 87.05 is the OUL. If price can close above that, we ought to see price take on its sell zone, Kate. That's between 88.16 and 89.43. The weekly time frame for the energy sector looks good from the standpoint that price is tested and rejected that oscillator and change line. It's been climbing that wall for the last many months, weeks out there. It does have resistance up around the 88.36 level. On a monthly time frame, the XLE does have a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It has pretty much been a sideways consolidation. That sideways consolidation taking us back into October of 2022 out there. So a long consolidation pattern. No idea whether that will come to an end or not. So that's what we see, Kate, when we take a look at XLE. You also had a request to take a look at the EOG. So let's pull that up on our screen out here. EOG trading out at the 118.92 level. It's trading with inside a brand new daily profile, Kate. That has a buy zone between 117.01 and 117.67. It has resistance up at 119.67. That is profile resistance. Your oscillator and change line is up at the 120.13 level. That's what you'd be looking for, is price to get above that green oscillator and change line, and that would then take us up towards, well, what would it take us up to? I would say it takes us up towards the 124.92, 127.72 mark. That is the sell zone from the weekly profile. Monthly basis is just a sideways consolidation. We've been consolidating in this instrument since March of 2023 at the we could probably even take it back further than that. So just a sideways consolidation here as well. Kate, thanks for writing in. Hope that gave the info that you were looking for. Duncan Steve wants to take a look at the SMHs out here. See if we can pull these up on our screen quickly. We got the SMHs that are trading above profile resistance and below its oscillator and change line. It has a TD9 count top. On a weekly time frame, the SMH negated its TD9 count top. It's in full breakout mode. And on a monthly basis, a close, Steve-O, above the high of 283.07, and we're off to our races to the upside. So all that we need to see out here is we need to see a close on a daily time frame above 293.53 to suggest that you're headed to the moon. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. There's a chart that's going around the internet here. I got a copy at about 7 o'clock this morning from a listener. I saw it posted inside the Tiger's Den. I think it was produced by Carter Worth out there. He was showing the S&P 500 going back 97 years. I actually don't have the data that goes back 97 years for the S&P. What I do, though, have is the data going back for the Dow back to 1865. Basically, his chart was starting at 1929. He was using that as a high. Now, this is a logarithmic chart out here. 1929 is the high for the S&P, and then using the 2000 top for the high. So I'm using that for the Dow. And what you'll see here, if you look close enough, you'll see that we're actually trading above that trend line out there. Now, in the S&P, I think he was making the case that we're trading into that trend line. That's the one that takes us back to 1929 out there. I've actually got one that goes back all the way. Well, not all. When I say all the way, what I'm really referring to is the next real peak that formed out there, which was in 1899. So if we take a look at the 1899 start point inside the Dow, and what I really use is the 1999 2000 top out here for the Dow, you can see that runs right through almost the very top of 1929. Then that shows that we're bumping up against resistance out there. The thing that's really important, now I haven't gone back to the 1899 top to see what patterns were present for the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame, but there are patterns that were at the 2000 top, the 1929 top, the 2007 top, and every major top that is out there, and those are not present inside of the charts out there as we speak right now. All right, so that was I mentioned that I would go ahead and put that inside the I would go ahead and post those charts simply for your review out there. Let's take a look at SGMO. This is for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. SGMO, it looks like it wants to go ahead and form an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside today. It will do that by closing above 61 cents. Now, that had 7.9 million shares. So far for the day, you're at 9 million shares. So you've got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. If it can close above that swing point, that'll give us a price projection approximately of That'll give us a price projection of approximately 67 cents out there, Dan. Now, on a weekly basis, prices taking on profile resist at 63 cents. So I would say you get that A to B equals C. You got a confirmation. You'll have a confirmation as long as price closes above the swing point. So you certainly have the volume out there, but price got to take out that resistance level, that profile resistance level. So you really need to see a close above 63 cents out here this week on Friday. And if you do that, you've got an A to B equals C to get you to 67 or perhaps more than that. The next resistance level that I would have would be up at about $1.16. But let me just open up the daily chart real quickly, see if there's anything else there. That would be easy resistance to identify, just swing points and things of that sort. So nothing more than that. So that's SGMO, Dan. Let's take a look at VERU, see what this is doing. VERU is printing out right now at the price point of 59 cents. It's consolidating with inside its daily profile. That's between the range of 56 to 60 pennies out there. It's consolidated in the weekly profile between 51 and 69. And on the monthly profile, you got a consolidation with inside its profiles as well. That's between 55 and 84 cents out there. So what else can we see here? Dan, I got really nothing. The only other piece of information that is worthwhile that I see right now on these charts is 73 cents. And 73 cents is the weekly TD9 count bottom breakdown signal. There was not an actual TD9 count pattern that actually formed out there, the kind that we would use to identify the bottom, because that bar came on bar number 7. But it still gives a breakout, or could give us a breakdown level. In this case here, it was a breakdown level. And 73 cents has been hit 3 times out there. Now, I believe there's an expression in the market that the 4th time is the charm, not the 3rd time out there. So I'd be watching at 73 cents. But otherwise, you just got consolidating with inside profile levels out there for VERU. You also want to take a TVGN. So let's go pull that up on our screen, see what we have out here for this instrument, which is trading out at $1.10. It is trading below daily profile support. It is trading below a prior swing point. That says to us, Dan, that price should go target 97 cents. Now, you're in bar number 5 today. It's possible you'll get a TD9 count bottom before you get down to 97 cents. That I don't know. We're inside the weekly profile as well, and we're at the level where counter trend rallies would come to an end. What I mean by that is price would trade above the top of its bear structured profile, which was $1.15 for the 2 consecutive sessions. When you do that on a retracement, if it's only a counter trend move, price would find support usually at the center of that profile, and that number is 110. Where are we printing right now? 110. So we did close below 110 yesterday. That's a weekly time frame chart. It doesn't matter what we do intraday. It matters what we do on Fridays out there. But if we do close below 110, what that suggests to us, Dan, is a move back to the 98 cent level, the bottom of that weekly profile. So I hope that helps you out with regard to that. ELO inside the Tiger's Den. Let's take a ticker symbol VICR. So let's pull that up on our screen out here. VICR is trading out at 47.71. Did have one heck of a day yesterday, but it gave up all those gains, and it's doing the same thing this morning. So what's going on here with this instrument? Well, turns out that you will get a confirmed TD9 count top Friday, tomorrow, with a close above, and it looks like it'll probably do that, 46.66. So you have a TD9 count top, ran into resistance at its sell zone between 49.68 and 52.35. However, we know that got up towards the 62 and 63 level out there. Nonetheless, those sellers are pretty strong, right, to push price back. And now you just got a consolidation inside that weekly profile. Runs from 44.34, which was also tested this week, up to 52.35 out there. Monthly time frame chart doesn't look too bad. And what I mean by that is we're trading above profile resistance. We have for the last 3 months now. We're trading above its oscillator and change line. So that's not too bad. On a daily basis, if we get back inside its profile, and that means a close below 47.53, we're at 47.63. If we close below 47.53, if we're back inside that profile, you can see another run for 43.50 or 45.80 out there. So that's what I've got for you, ELO. I hope that helps you out. And as always, thank you for your request. Let's go look at the next request out here. We don't have, it was from Nicholas. Nicholas wants to take a look at the NQs. Wants to look at them intraday out here, of course. So let's go take those NQs out here. What do we see? What do we see? I see a wave number 7 bottom pattern on the 15-minute time frame chart. We're price dealing with profile resistance right now where we're trading. I see a wave 7 top on the 60-minute time frame chart that found support at the bottom of its profile right around 23,284. So now let's take a look at resistance. You got resistance on the bottom row at the following price points. You've got this is 23,389. About the same price point, although you can move to 23,402. That's the 30-minute time frame chart. The 15-minute, 23,390. Those are your resistance levels. How about the upper intraday charts, the upper row? 120-minute looks pretty good. You're trading with profile resistance and a oscillator and change line. Same is true about the 240. Same is true about the 5-hour time frame chart, which just form a profile below price, and that's a bullish signal. Now, in the case of the NQ, the number that it really needs to take out in order to start cruising to the upside is the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that took place at 2 o'clock on the 21st. That means it closed about 23,424.75, Nicholas. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So we got ticker symbol BX up on our screen out here. This is negating its TD9 count top. The TD9 count top for its daily time frame. That went ahead and formed back on July the 15th out there. So you're negating that topping pattern, wants to move higher. If you look at the weekly time frame chart, there is no topping signal. There's an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. You're trading above its TD9 count breakdown resistance level, 172.67 out there. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a top. Short of that, price wants to go make a wants to run up towards 192.46, and 192.46 would be the top of its monthly profile out there. So this did form a sell the D point pattern on a monthly basis. That was way back in December of 2024. Price pulls all the way back to its profile support level. That was at 124.50. I believe that was also the center of its profile, a strong support level. Now what price is doing is making a run for the top of that profile out there. So dog BX looks mighty strong, mighty strong. A bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top for the daily time frame, but short of that, price should continue to rally higher. Let's finish the show out by taking a look at the ES Mini. We looked at the NQ for Nicholas. We'll look at the ES Mini for basically just about everybody else. Now, on a 5-hour time frame, you are going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top at, I think it's 2 o'clock, right? 2 o'clock. That is as long as price is closing above 64.0575. So you get a TD9 count top there. That may take us highs into the end of the trading session today. From an intraday standpoint, that the only other top I've got is a 15-minute chart. So if we're going to head higher inside of the ES Mini, we just simply need to negate that signal. That means a close on a 15-minute base above 64.15. 50 out there. If we do that, the ES Mini will likely continue to move higher. So, folks, thanks so much for joining me on Terrific Thursday. I hope that we can do this again, that you join me tomorrow at 11 a.m. sharp on Fantastic Friday. So have a great day. Be safe out there, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.